In the rugged hills of Judea, during a time when Roman rule pressed heavily on the people and faith was often the only refuge, the story of Mary, the mother of Jesus, begins. Life in this region was marked by simplicity and survival. Families worked the land, tended their flocks, and clung to traditions passed down through generations. In this setting, Mary's parents, Joachim and Anne, lived a life of quiet devotion. They were known for their piety and generosity, but their inability to have children cast a shadow over their lives. In their world, barrenness was not just a personal grief, but a public shame, often viewed as a sign of disfavor from God. Joachim, a man of steadfast faith, withdrew to the wilderness, spending days in fasting and prayer seeking answers. Meanwhile, Anne faced the whispers and judgment of her community with remarkable dignity. Her prayers, too, were fervent and unyielding. Their patience and trust were finally rewarded when an angel appeared to Anne, declaring that she would bear a child who would play a vital role in God's plan. This miraculous announcement brought not only joy, but a sense of purpose to their lives, and in time, Mary was born. From the start, it was clear that this child was special, not because of any outward grandeur, but because of the deep spiritual foundation her parents nurtured in her. Mary grew up in a world where faith was woven into every aspect of daily life. Her early years were shaped by the quiet strength and devotion of her parents, and her own character reflected their influence. According to tradition, she spent part of her youth in service at the temple in Jerusalem, dedicating herself to prayer and study. This period wasn't just preparation for life, but for a destiny that would soon unfold in a way no one could have anticipated. Meanwhile, in the nearby town of Bethlehem, Joseph was carving out his own path as a carpenter. Known for his integrity and deep devotion to God, Joseph was a quiet but strong figure in his community. His lineage traced back to King David, a detail that might have seemed irrelevant in those times, but would later hold prophetic significance. Joseph's life, like Mary's, was deeply rooted in faith and tradition, making him the perfect partner for the remarkable journey ahead. Mary and Joseph's betrothal was an arrangement that followed the customs of their time, but their bond was no mere formality. Joseph's character would soon be tested in ways that revealed his extraordinary depth. When Mary was visited by the angel Gabriel, her life changed forever. She, a young woman from a humble background, was chosen to bring the Son of God into the world. Gabriel's words carried a weight that could have overwhelmed anyone, but Mary's response was immediate and unwavering. "I am the Lord's servant. May your word to me be fulfilled." Her acceptance wasn't just a statement of faith, it was an act of extraordinary courage. Joseph, upon learning of Mary's pregnancy, faced a profound moral dilemma. He could have easily walked away, preserving his own reputation, but his quiet strength and deep sense of justice guided him differently. An angel appeared to him in a dream, reassuring him that Mary's child was conceived through the Holy Spirit and that he was to play a crucial role in this divine plan. Rising to the occasion, Joseph chose to stand by Mary, shielding her from the judgment of others and embracing the responsibility of raising a child who was not his own. Together, Mary and Joseph navigated the extraordinary challenges of their calling. They traveled to Bethlehem for the census, where Mary gave birth to Jesus in the humblest of settings, a stable. Joseph, always resourceful and protective, ensured their safety during this time of vulnerability. As shepherds arrived to worship the newborn and wise men brought gifts from distant lands, Joseph stood beside Mary, fully aware of the magnitude of their shared role. Raising Jesus was no ordinary task. Joseph, as a carpenter, taught Jesus not only the skills of his trade, but also the values of hard work, humility, and integrity. Mary, with her nurturing guidance, shaped his spiritual foundation. Together, they provided Jesus with a strong sense of identity, deeply rooted in Jewish traditions and a life of faith. Their journey was not without hardship. As a family, they fled to Egypt to escape King Herod's wrath, relying on Joseph's resourcefulness and steadfast trust in divine guidance. Later, they returned to Nazareth, where they lived a quiet life, raising Jesus in relative obscurity. Both Mary and Joseph played their parts with unwavering dedication, their lives a testament to resilience and trust in God's plan. When Joseph eventually passed away, likely before Jesus began his public ministry, Mary's role took on even greater significance. She accompanied Jesus through his journey, witnessing his teachings and miracles, all while quietly bearing the growing realization of his ultimate destiny. Standing at the foot of the cross, Mary endured the unimaginable pain of losing her son, supported only by her unshakable strength and faith. After Jesus' death, Mary's life shifted but remained deeply meaningful. Entrusted to the care of the disciple John, she likely moved to Ephesus, where she became a quiet pillar of the early Christian community. Her wisdom and presence offered encouragement to those navigating the uncertain and often dangerous beginnings of the Christian faith. Mary's final days are surrounded by tradition and reverence. Though the Bible offers little detail, the belief in her assumption, a miraculous transition to heaven body and soul, reflects the high regard in which she is held. This event isn't just about her departure from the earthly realm, but a recognition of her unique role in history and her ongoing spiritual legacy. Together, the story of Mary and Joseph is one of quiet leadership, profound faith, and unshakable resolve. Their partnership, rooted in trust and shared purpose, shaped not only the life of Jesus but the course of history. Their journey continues to inspire, a powerful example of strength, humility, and unwavering dedication to a greater calling.